Welcome to another episode of last week's Comics Today. Once again, short stack of comics. We are going to start with a new issue 1 this week with Doctor Strange of Asgard. I mentioned this previously, but I was super curious about this. I kind of like Doctor Strange in general, and not enough to read his series whenever he has one, but I do like checking it out. And his previous interactions with Asgard I found interesting when he took a branch from Yggdrasil. It's good stuff. So, this is a miniseries. It's 5 issues, and I was curious enough to get the first one. I will not be getting future issues of this. It's written as if Derek Landy doesn't actually like Doctor Strange. I'll say he performs 2 actions. In the first 7 pages I counted, he goes to see Thor here, and then over here he interjects himself into a fight that's happening, and then the entire rest of the issue is Strange passively being dragged along and being talked at while other people make all of the decisions. And it's just bizarre. I don't understand it at all. It seems like Derek Landy did not want to write a Doctor Strange book. It's very odd. Also very odd is the multiple references to Doctor Strange's beard, which he does not have. And I don't know if that's supposed to be a joke, that they expect magicians, sorcerers to have beards and he doesn't, but most of his face is in shadow. And it took me time to figure out. Doctor Strange only has a pencil mustache and a soul patch. And, I don't know if the writer and artist are just on different planets or what the hell's happening, but he does not have a beard. It's just weird. Anyway, like I said, I won't be getting future issues of this. I don't think the writer wants to write this character, and the artist, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they read the script. Maybe I don't know. This is just executed in the weirdest possible way, and I am not a fan. Uncanny Valley is back. It's supposed to be a 10-issue series. I don't remember when issue 7 came out, but it feels like it's been a while. In this, Oliver explores more of the cartoon world, which is interesting to see more of, and his mother and grandfather have a confrontation in there's some standalone, not standalone, what am I talking about? These are stand-in Smurfs that he's talking to, and there's this scene here. But there's a great moment that I'll show off, but here's the mother and grandfather having a conversation in a car. It's good stuff. Great family drama. But there's this moment where the Smurfs are talking about having hidden something, and she goes, "If only I could remember where it is." And he's like, "Hey, is it this differently colored rock right here?" And she's like, "Oh, how did you know?" It's very funny. I love it. It's a very classic cartoon. Anyway, he then reverts to real world version of himself instead of the cartoon world. So powers, I would say, are activating, even if he doesn't fully understand what is happening or how or things like that. It's very interesting. It is gearing up towards a conclusion, but it's really I would say last few pages where we're getting some forward momentum as far as his story goes, and then the mother makes a decision. Hopefully that works out. I imagine it does, because otherwise that would be real messed up. But this, I've said this before, I'm sure, will read much better as a trade once it's complete. I don't know. Hopefully the next 2 issues are coming out over the next 2 months. I've stopped paying attention. But it is a great read. I hope it ends well. We'll see, and then I will make a recommendation or not, one way or another, about whether I think you should try this. But I'm still enjoying it. Missing on the Moon issue 3 is pretty weird. I felt like I'd missed something. And part of that, I think, is the publishing schedule, which does seem to be every other month instead of monthly. But each issue seems to be, it's almost a different series. I was a big fan of the first issue. Issue 2 went into some weird territory, and issue 3 is now even more weird. I will say, once again, that the series takes place on the moon, and nobody acts as if they're in reduced gravity. Everyone is just constantly walking around. It's very I have a hard time dealing with obvious science that is just ignored. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, some answers are revealed here, and there's more questions. But as far as how our main guy winds up in jail with a bloody head, and this whole speech here, I don't understand the dark stars and why they're blue. That's still weird. If I missed or forgot something, then I don't know. But there is something that's revealed at the end of this that kind of puts the previous 2 issues in a new light. And I'm probably not going to go back to reread those and see what I missed or what new information is there, because I'm not enjoying this as much as I was. First issue, I still think is great. I'm going to finish it because there's only 1 issue to go, but I don't know, man. At this moment, I can't recommend the series, but I'll see how it ends, and maybe they'll pull something together. It's kind of disappointing, though, because issue 1 was so good. Speaking of great comics, Ultramega issue 8. There is 1 issue left to go in this. Issue 8 was originally the final issue, and then it changed to issue 9, and there's a description here at the back that says, allowing it more time to explore the unexplored. I'm phrasing this poorly, but I think it's down here. Oh, the unexpected. So, great. I will happily take more of this. It is super weird, and also kind of devastating. I'm going to say literally, because holy cow. But anyway, so we get our main guy, who, this is where he wound up at the end of last issue, and he's trying to figure out how to get in here, and it's very comedic, and then it's also just gut-wrenching. So he is climbing his way in until he decides to go in head first, then he winds up stuck, and he's supposed to be able to control his size more than he is, because that will come up at least 2 more times. But anyway. Meanwhile, we have alien invaders have landed on Earth, the other Ultramega, and the Earth-based Ultramega have a massive fight this issue, and so many things get destroyed, so many bodies, and it's amazing. It's beautiful, it's horrifying sometimes, but it is also just beautiful to behold. Look at this. I mean, I could just show off every page of this and be like, oh my god, look at this. But it's great, it's funny, it's, as I said, gut-wrenching, and holy cow. It's amazing. This is another one I will absolutely, I'll just tell you now, get this. Buy the collection, whenever that comes out, and then read it in much less time than it took to put this out in real time because of that huge multi-year hiatus between arcs. But Ultramega, it's a great story and just beautifully drawn by James Herron. Absolutely gorgeous. Great colors also, Dave Stewart. Not to diminish, but holy cow, this is incredible. Lastly for the week is Savage Sword of Conan. This was a great issue. Now this is mostly 2 stories. The first one here, Roy Thomas and Roberto, I believe, De La Torre. And then the other one at the back is Patrick Zurcher, and I don't artist somewhere. Hernandez. So the second one, being much shorter, I read first, and then it took me, I think, a couple of days to get through on lunch breaks, the second story. But this, I had not heard of Breckenridge Elkins before, and I was not intending to get Solomon Kane, Patrick Zurcher story, but after reading page 1 of this, so a total of 3 text boxes, I'm like, you know, I might have to get that Solomon Kane story, because this is fantastic. Again, very funny, just amazingly rendered. Both stories in this. I will get to the lead story in a minute. But this is, I believe, 11 pages total. Look at this. This is nuts. It is this mountain man, Breckenridge Elkins. Oh, I skipped. This is a very funny panel. Like, look at the humor in this. Oh my god. That's phenomenal. And he fell that length and only broke both his legs. That's... okay. Whatever. It's very funny. I will accept it. But it's basically, I was saying, this mountain man versus bear witch? Witch bear? This thing here. He's doing these 12 labors to reconcile with kicking that man out and breaking both of his legs. So that's what all of this is. Text boxes are incredible. Art is gorgeous. I loved it. It is short, but once again, it got me to a point where I'm like, you know, I might have to check out Zurcher's other work, because I was planning on skipping Solomon Kane. But the lead story is Roy Thomas, and there he is, Roberto Del Toro, doing this Conan story, which this honestly is what I want from Conan. This lead story is 40-something, almost 50 pages, and it's phenomenal. This is literally what I want from Conan. This is what the monthly title currently isn't giving me, and the story's great. The art, I've got this bookmark shoved in here, but that's actually the wrong page. But we've got this guy emerging out of there. Look at the ink work there, and the page before this. I love this panel of just Conan's shrug as this guy he just met goes into this temple, and this got me to the point where I'm like, you know, I might have to go back and read some of the old Roy Thomas stuff, because that's always been my question, is whether or not I'm going to enjoy older Conan, which Conan fans say is great, and I'm like, I don't know. I generally don't like the writing from earlier time periods, so if the previous Conan is anything like this, then I need to get on that, because whew, this is great. Again, this is what I want from Conan. And next issue is the Liam Sharp Conan stuff that he's been working on for years, but has been kind of canceled a couple of times, but it's finally coming out in Savage Sword. Looking forward to seeing that. So between Savage Sword and Ultramega, these I'm going to say are my picks of the week, because Uncanny Valley is okay, but it's gearing up towards the finale, so like not that much ultimately happens in that issue, and then these two just kind of disappointed me. So these two, loved them. Definitely recommend both of these if you are at all interested. So that's everything that I got this week, except for I grabbed this. This came in the mail, so that's going on. But anyway, I got all of this from my local comic shop. If you don't know where yours is, you can use this URL to find the one closest to you. Thanks for watching.